Once a month or so, nutritional medicine expert Lorna Vanderhaeghe comes into Studio 4 with some out-of-the-box ways to deal with everything from bug bites to heart disease. Today, she is in a sun protection state of mind. It is my pleasure to welcome medical researcher, prolific author Lorna Vanderhaeghe back to Studio 4 to tell us more.
Well, it's always my pleasure to be here.
Well, it's too bad we're not having a sunny day.
Well, we didn't
but I
really
guess
get
we're
summer.
getting used to that.
Yeah.
Good weekend, though.
It is, but we still have to think about sun protection. And, you know, one thing we have to realize is a lot of the sunscreens really are not that safe. And there's this great nonprofit organization called the Environmental Working Group that has been working tirelessly to have people understand that a lot of the sunscreens are full of some pretty dangerous things like estrogenic compounds and endocrine disruptors. And we shouldn't be using them on kids under the age of 2. And we should also be thinking twice about some of them on our skin.
Okay, so read the label. Tell me what shouldn't be on. Well, it should be on the label because the ingredients in the lotion. But if you're going to the store to buy a sunscreen,
right, I would suggest
what should be in it.
Right, before you go to buy a sunscreen, you should go to a website. It's www.ewg.org, not .com, .org. And they have put together a list of all the safe sunscreens, all the toxic sunscreens, all the sunscreens we should never touch.
Okay, but why would Food and Drug or whoever's regulating it allow it to happen?
Exactly, that's a very good question. Well, we have a lot of very dangerous estrogenic compounds that are found in cosmetics. We've just started to regulate them in Canada. So a lot of these things have been available for a long time. And this nonprofit organization, their focus has been to expose the fact that the sunscreens may not even deliver the sun protection you think, or may be more harmful than other things. And with little kids, so go to ewg.org because they have a great list. They tell you all the ingredients. And on the second note, don't buy sunscreens that have vitamin A in them or retinols, because we don't use retinols on our skin when we expose it to the sun. Okay. You know, that's why if you're a woman and you're buying retinol-based products for wrinkles, you're using them at night or not exposed to the sun, because they can actually create more problems.
Erring on the side of caution, I'm hearing you say stay out of the sun during peak hours, take a little vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, and cover yourself up. Well, cover
you know, the big white shirt, you know, the man's big white shirt and a hat is a great solution. Don't go out in the middle of the day. Remember, if your skin starts turning red, it means it's our warning sign that we're getting too much sun. We need to get out of the sun. Covering it up with an SPF of 60 is really not the solution. And for kids, they have these great skins that they can wear. They're a super, super thin fabric. I think they're even called sun skins. And if people go to my website at healthyimmunity.com, they can read newsletter number 24, which gives them the link to all of these protective clothing companies that you can wear these things. They don't feel like you've even got anything on, and it can give you a great protection from the sun. You still get a little bit, but not enough to ever burn the body.
But thinking of summer fun, as you know, it's great to swim in the ocean. It's great to play tennis and play golf, and you're not going to play golf in your balloon suit.
You're not.
Just not going to. Maybe put a hat on.
Right, and that's where if you are going to use sunscreens, make sure you go and check out the list of safe sunscreens and only buy those and avoid all the others. And the other thing that you can do is think about what we can do to get the sun that's more protective, the skin, so that it's more protective from the sun. And that's where things like the GLA oil that you and I have talked about on previous shows is fabulous for building up a better protective barrier in the skin, and taking a multivitamin with minerals that has beta carotene in it, because it gives us more pigment in our skin, which will also help us.
So eat more carrots.
Eat more carrots.
Inside out. So you're saying if the right nutrients, the right foods, spices could help your skin not be as vulnerable to sun?
That's right.
Is that true?
Literally. Things like green tea and green tea extract, and make sure you always buy organic green tea because of the funguses that are found, or fungicides found in the green tea. But you want green tea would be a great one, GLA oil, making sure that you've got, you know, good healthy vegetables. In the summer, you know, we do better because we eat more salads and fresh foods. But all year round, we should be consuming those foods. And if you don't like vegetables, then you better be on a multivitamin with minerals that contains the good stuff found in the vegetables.
And aside from the fact your skin looks beautiful, how do you know if your skin is healthy or not?
Well, a good example is, you know, do you have lots of moles and brown spots? And remember, when you were born, you had none of them. And the more sun exposure you have, the more of them you develop. And you can spend lots of money to have them lasered off later and things like that. But remember that, you know, when you're sitting in the sun, I said to the girls on the weekend who were lying there, you know, baking, you know, I just spent several $100s having my brown spots lasered off the back of my hands because I used to do those kinds of things.
Most of us did.
We did.
We worked hard.
Brown was, you know.
We worked hard at being brown.
To be brown.
You bet. And it looks great. That's the problem.
Yes.
But now you can get fake tans.
Yes,
you can do that. You can stand and when your skin's a little wrinkly, they're not quite as attractive. I have to say, because some of the fake tan goes in the crevices.
Goes in the crevices. Well, the other thing is EWG has a list of the safe spray-on fake tanners too, because remember, all these things we put on our skin, we have to make sure that they're safe.
Right, because I assume the skin absorbs. Of course it does. Any transdermal patch.
The skin is a great delivery system. That's why we deliver drugs through the skin, and so absolutely.
But I would say if you have a tiny baby and the tiny baby's going to be in the boat with you or in the sun, that you make sure what you're rubbing on the baby is pure.
Well, we can't use sunscreens on kids under 2, so they would have to be covered up, and that's where the children's, you know, sun skins, the little clothing that you can wear that's super thin that protects you from the sun, is a great alternative.
Okay, and what about bugs? Warding off the mosquitoes, the flies.
The best natural bug spray that works like a charm is called Buzz Away. And Buzz Away comes in a spray. It also comes in these great little towelettes. So if you've got a child, you're not spraying stuff all around them, which, you know, isn't so pleasant for a kid. And if you're on the golf course, for example, and you've got bugs at, you know, 6 o'clock at night, you can just pull out a towelette and rub it on the exposed parts, not have to worry about spraying a bottle of this. So it's called Buzz Away. It's been compared to DEET, and but doesn't have any of the dangerous chemicals of DEET or other pesticides that are used in bug sprays. And it smells great. It's fabulous. We use it at our cottage.
It's called Buzz Away.
Buzz Away.
There was some Avon product at some point.
They used to use Skin So Soft.
Skin So Soft that you could use.
Yeah, and you know, that isn't so natural. I'm big into the natural, you know, let's use the least toxic things we can.
So what is in Buzz Away, do you know?
Buzz Away has citronella and a bunch of spices and things that bugs just really don't like. But it works. It actually works, and that's really the secret. I mean, we even just spray it around. We don't even have to put it on, and the bugs hate it so much they're gone.
Do you know why some people seem to be fodder for mosquitoes and others don't? What's going on inside your body?
There actually is a reason. If you are B1 deficient, so vitamin B1, the bugs love you. And as soon as we increase your B vitamin consumption to the point where your cells are saturated, the bugs will not light on you. And so B vitamins are the key, but it's specifically vitamin B1. So if you're the person who gets eaten alive and you get those gigantic welts when you get bitten, you need to be on vitamin B1.
Vitamin B1.
And you just load up before the summer months. You can take it in a multivitamin with minerals. All the good multivitamins will have it.
B1 in food? Probably. But you'd have to eat 20 coconuts or something?
You have to. That's the challenge, you know, with B vitamins, is that you've got to eat a lot of things that I wouldn't even call healthy foods, like, you know, brewer's yeast and things like that. Not the kind of thing you want to consume to get a lot of B1. But, you know, a great multivitamin will load you up with B1 right away, and the bugs will hate you. They actually, you know, will fly around the mosquitoes and not light on you.
Well, you know, they give brewer's yeast to dogs so that fleas don't like them so much. So I guess it makes sense. Like we give off an odor or a scent or a something, or the bug gets it. And what we know now about our lovely bugs is they're traveling the world and carrying diseases. Serious diseases, Lyme disease, West Nile.
So we really want to avoid those bugs. And right in Vancouver and the areas that have really been deluged with rain this year, the mosquito populations they're big this year.
Yeah, I had an ant, well, ants don't matter, but I had an ant convention at my house this weekend. I don't know what happened.
They all hatched. They're about a month late. along
Is
with
that
everything
it?
else here because
I know.
it's been so cold.
I came in from supper and they're having like a little convention in the
Yes.
kitchen. I thought, well,
Yes.
hello.
Yeah, well,
But answer, harmless.
you know what you
except
use for
the
them?
house.
Borax. They carry it back to the hive and their
Really?
little ant hill, and they.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Borax?
borax.
Okay, well,
Safe-
mine are
safe.
having quite a bit of fun. They're probably just eating the inside of the house. It's probably no big deal, you know. Tell me what's going on with product regulation, Health
Okay.
Canada. What's happening there?
Health Canada, I think it's now about 8 years ago, we started a process to register and license all the natural products. And license them so we could make claims about the product. So if you picked up a product, you actually knew it was for lowering high blood pressure. And in order to do that, they wanted us to provide safety evidence. Unfortunately, Health Canada, I guess, didn't realize how many natural products we have out there because they've been overwhelmed by the number of applications. The other thing is the requirement for the science, and a lot of natural products, if you have 30 ingredients, you may have research on 30 individual ingredients, but you won't have research on that product containing 30 ingredients. So a lot of products are being denied because they don't have enough evidence, even though the product may have been on the market for the last 30 years.
Example, like something that you can think of.
We've got,
not specifically, but
simple things like, say, for example, broccoli sprout extract, which
Right.
is a food, and curcumin, and things that they may
Good
give
spice,
you.
apparently.
Yeah, fabulous spice. So maybe individually they'll give it a license, but if you put it with some other things, they won't. It's creating a big problem. And what I always say is that if the product was on the market for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and there was no complaint or safety issues, those products should be grandfathered in because we already know we've never had a death in Canada from a natural health product ever. So people need to write to their MPs. And I sent out a newsletter a couple of weeks ago to consumers saying, you know, write a letter to your MP and say you love a particular product, you take it every day, it has prevented you from having to use, you know, expensive medical treatments that are weighing down our system, and that you want it to be licensed and left on the market. So I really encourage people to do that, and if they want the letter, it's actually on the website at Healthy Immunity under the latest newsletter, and they can print the letter off and send it to their MP. We even gave a list of all the MPs in the country.
Right.
And tell them you want your natural health products to be available for you.
Yes, absolutely. But you also want to be protected from somebody who says, if you take a broccoli sprig, you'll live forever. So that's part of the point of it. I understand that.
Yeah.
You can't make a false claim.
No.
But it sounds like there's a lot of bureaucracy in there too.
Right, there's a lot of bureaucracy, and the thing is that what we have to understand is that there is lots of research. They may just not like the level of research. You're not going to get drug-based research in natural products simply because they're not patented and nobody has $20 million.
And there's not that much money.
Yeah.
Nice to see you as
to see you
always.
too.
We'll see you in the fall.
We will.
Okay. Lorna Vanderhaeghe, nutritional medicine expert and medical researcher.